We're going to start by painting the hair. I didn't have a wig that I thought would look good with this, so I just threw my hair up in a bunch of little buns and spinny things, and I'm just painting it with some white water-activated paint by Mayron. Next, we want to get rid of those brows for this look because we're going to be painting on different ones. So taking a glue stick, we're going to go ahead and place this into the hairs on the eyebrow, really mat it down to the face, let it dry, and then repeat this step about 3 times. The brow should be really flat to the head once you're done, and that's how you know you can proceed. You just want to put some loose powder on it just to really set it in place, and then we got to cover up the color. So we're going to use some color correcting here, taking this orange shade, placing it on the darkest parts of the brow, blending it in with your finger, and then you're going to go over it with concealer. The key here with the concealer is not to swipe the concealer. You don't want the orange peeking through, so gently just place it over it, pack it in, and really start to blend it out nice and neat. I used a little sponge, but you can use your fingers as well. For today's look, I use this e.l.f. primer. It is just a pore putty primer. I really like it, but feel free to use whatever primer works best for you. Then we're going to go in and have some coffee. No, we're not. We are going to put on some gelatin, and we're going to create this really raised look on most of the face and some of the body. Be really careful with using this gelatin. It basically starts as a solid product. You heat it up, and then it becomes nice and gel-like this. Once it dries, it goes back to that solid form. I just wanted to place this just in the high points of where those eyebrows go, because as you see in the character's photo, the eyebrows are really, really pronounced. So that's what I did there. I'm taking some latex and just going over that gelatin just because I want to make sure it stays in place. The thing with the gelatin is when it warms up, it starts to come off the skin a little bit, and we don't want that to happen. So by placing the latex on, you'll really get to keep that gelatin down. Now taking some body paint. These are Mayron's water activated paint. I'm using white and olive and just mixing those together and stippling that color all on the face. The great thing about this look is it can be super messy because it's going to look as though she's part of the forest. So taking those shades, really blending into the skin, bringing those shades down the neck and on the body. Then we're going to go back in and highlight a few areas that I felt really wanted to be more pronounced. So what I did was went back in with just white, no combination of anything else, focused those under the eyes where concealer would normally go, and also those high points of where the eyebrows are. This next trick I love. I thought it looked so good for this look. I took those few, again, body paints from Mayron, the brown, the green, the white, some black even, and using the sponge, I'm starting to stipple this all over my face and my body, and look at that really cool textured look that it gives. I thought this was perfect for this look. It looked like a tree. It looked like a forest. This was everything for this look, and super easy to do, you guys. So next we're going to go in with the Melt Cosmetics, and this is the Gemini palette. You can really use any palette that has these really deep greens and blacks. All I'm trying to do is create this really smoky eye. This isn't even really like a detailed eye look. All I'm doing is really buffing that shade in the crease, below the crease, and the lower lash line. And just keep deepening it up until it looks how you want it. If you're looking at the reference picture, her eyes are very sunken in and very dark, so that's the look that I was going for. Once I finish doing all the blending on the eyes and really making it as deep as I want it, I'm actually going to start to shade other areas of the face. So I did in between the brows, underneath the brows. I really wanted to make it look as though the brows were really raised. By putting the shading underneath it and really deepening it up, it's going to look as though they're even more raised than they actually are. That's why you highlight the high points of them and shade around them, really to get that dimension. I'm going to also carve out my nose quite a bit, just again looking at that reference picture. Her nose is pretty chiseled, and then just continue some more of that shading. I wanted to give her even more dimension, so now I'm taking some eyeshadow. This is just a black eyeshadow, and I'm starting to really go around the crevices where we put that gelatin earlier. I know you can't really see the gelatin itself, but that's what I'm doing. Starting to make these little lines in the neck. This is what's going to make it look a little bit more tree-like. Now using some black eyeliner. This is 1987 from Melt. Just putting this in the lower lash line and on the upper lash line. I just, again, wanted to make her eyes look even darker. You can use eyeshadow, black eyeshadow, even more, but I wanted to just use that liner. Going in, I'm going to chisel out those cheekbones a little bit, and I actually just ended up using that eyeshadow because I want it to be really dark. Now to define the face even more, I'm going in with the black gel liner and just making these little tiny crevices all on the face. This is what really, I think, brought it together. Really is almost the final step in creating the look of this Children of the Forest. Really deepening all those areas that you originally created with the gelatin and also going in and doing the highlights as well with the Clown White Mayron paint. We're also going to use this black liquid lipstick. This is from Wet n Wild. I absolutely love this color. It's so fun. I use it in a lot of my looks. It's super inexpensive. So we're just placing that on the lips. That's all you're going to do for the lipstick. And then again, highlighting the very high points of those brows just to really help them pop and really stick out. And that's pretty much the last step as far as makeup for this look. What I did with the t-shirt, just green t-shirt, green tank top, I went and just added a bunch of different tree-like things from the craft store, like moss and tools like this. So this is the final look, you guys. I hope that you like it. Happy Game of Thrones premiere almost, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon.